Let's have a look at what's going on in the cryptocurrency space, yeah? So JP Diamond, Blast Crypto, tells Senate he would close it down, even as JP Morgan, the company, pushes forward with blockchain payments. Now, this is a common theme. It sounds like, whales in the legacy system are flooding their own bags. Why is that? Maybe they're going to try and get a better entry price. I don't know. Now, the reason I brought this particular individual up on an old channel, man, I was kind of ripping into this individual, and I wish I kept that video to now. I would replay that video. Now, I later issued a sort of an apology video because I was like, I don't really want JPM Morgan sending a hit team after me. So this here is what you do. You go back in time and you time travel and you read about what they're going to do to you in advance because they have a habit of telling you, and then it happens. And then when people act surprised, I really wonder why people act surprised. Now, I'll just quickly scoot over to see if there is any comments because, most of the time I'm just talking to no one here, but hopefully someone will listen because I was watching a pretty decent video before. I've been noticing a clear trend in almost people coming back to Hex, the cryptocurrency, Pulse Chain, etc. Because maybe they're realizing that other ways are sort of betraying them almost. I hate to say it. Now, I'll continue on that train of thought. So it would have been good to see a united front moving into the bear market instead of everyone sort of giving coverage to certain particular other tokens, but that's not me telling anyone what to do. It's just things I noticed and how it may have come across. It's almost like telling people that why are you selling now? You had the opportunity to sell and lock in your $1.50 hex when Pulse Chain was really high, but then you go back and have a look, and then some things were spreading around that Pulse Chain is going to be so expensive, it's going to go so high so quick, maybe we're all going to get rich off it really quickly. Now that's a bit of a psychological trick, I think. It's not the best. For some people that might work, but other people might remember what was said and how it was said and in the context. And that's why, quite often what comes to mind is, Richard Hart himself has said on stream he doesn't listen to any HEXican. So maybe should we as a community be doing that? Giving clout, giving weight to individuals who, have all the best intentions, but do I trust myself with all the power if everyone in the entire community was to listen to me? Fuck no. What if I make a mistake? Then what happens? Unless you're that good, you make sure that your calls are 100% all the time and nothing but positive. But if that was the case, then the price of Hex would probably not be what it is now. And that's not on one person. That's as a group. This is what we've done. So everyone who has ever click the Amicus brief link, they too may have also clicked the sell link, and they may too have also clicked the buy link. So you need to ask yourself, where is the positive coming from? Now, I'm too scared to add my own image. God damn it, hang on. Oh, I wasn't sure that was going to open. Oh, dude. I shouldn't have done that live stream, but it is the risk. It was 50-50, Alright, so hang on, I'll bring this up. So basically what I'm saying is just with great power comes great responsibility, and anyone, God forbid, people listen to what I say, because you run the risk of if I get it wrong, you get it wrong. Hence, we saw the movement towards why would you listen to influencers in the cryptocurrency space? We called them furus. I think there was a song and a video clip released on it. The furus urology. And basically, why we shouldn't listen to furus and influencers. And then we became a bunch of gurus and influencers ourselves, although it's okay when we do it. Again, this comes off kind of negative, but it's facts that people need to hear. And if you don't hear it, you're most likely not going to hear it because this content doesn't get pushed to the top of the algorithm, whether it be YouTube, whatever reason, So the next thing, so yeah, that's a little bit of be careful in this space, There was a brief stream from Dollarcast and he broke it down, and I think other people had been saying that for the longest time or cautioning it, and now unfortunately it's coming to a head where it's becoming a pattern whereby things that are sacrifices that were not pulse chain pulse X, maybe some people are questioning why. Maybe they were not really HEXicans, not really PulseIcans, not really PulseXicans. Maybe their intent wasn't to unite the community. Maybe it was just to extract value from them, because I'll break down in a minute why that is. Before I do, back in to even more positive topics. We have Chase UK will soon bar its customers from making crypto transactions due to an uptick in scams. Now, I'm pretty sure I did everything right with Coast and the Wise. You might have seen a funny video I made about Wise. I thought it would work. Wise, whatever bank account they use, I'm assuming it's US based because I transferred money from Australian dollars has an Australian bank account number. And then sending that through to the US account. So I'm not sure where it did mention what account it was when you put in a certain transaction number. But for some reason it got declined, similar to Change Now. And so basically what I'm facing here in Australia is a difficulty into entering into the Pulse Chain system, which is unfortunate because if I am facing these issues, maybe other people are facing it, but they're not voicing it. I'm not sure. Maybe they're like I said, they are actually buying all the time, dollar cost averaging in, or maybe they just say one thing and then they're clicking the sell button on the side. Now I can honestly say that I haven't entered, even with these great bargains, I haven't been able to enter in new capital. It's been extremely frustrating through the channels that I wanted to enter. It sucks because I might have to go through Ethereum, through a centralized exchange or various means, and then get that and then bridge it in, maybe through a stable, and then if I want to maybe even provide liquidity and then sell the Ethereum stable into various different tokens of my choosing, maybe Hex, maybe Pulse, maybe PulseX. Probably divide them by 3, and then so 1/3 in each, and then basically that is the benefit of having the deepest LP pool on PulseX, but anyway, that's not to speak out against innovation, etc., because there are some other dexes that are doing really well. I would say thank you for building, but then there's other ones that not sure what's going on. I haven't engaged with them, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's stuff I'm missing because, like I said, I know something you don't know, and you know something I don't know. It's always the case. The next thing, I'm gonna stop saying it's the worst. Okay, all out of my system now. This here, Chase UK will soon bar its customers from making crypto transactions due to an uptick in scams, right? And this was released on the September 27th, 2023. Now, recently there has been on Twitter, X now, thank you Elon Musk, we're able to post things like this. Now it says here, October is after September. It says here, I haven't been able to verify this, but it is worth noting if you're in the cryptocurrency space, if you're in legacy financial space also, because this is what garbage we're dealing with. The banks are now becoming the gatekeepers, or potentially are the gatekeepers. Is my concern with things like Coinbase, although they might have a positive legal team and approach regarding the freedoms of crypto. I think they could flip and turn on us, and then we are subject to their how they want crypto to be their version of crypto. Not the way Satoshi envisioned it. Anyway, I don't know. I wasn't around. So from October 16th, if we think you're making payment related to crypto assets, we'll decline it. If you think if you'd still like to invest in crypto assets, you could try using a different bank or provider instead. Now, what the fuck happens when all the banks have the same policy? You know, like I was told at a previous employer, you don't have to get it, but then you can't come to work anymore. Oh. So it's not mandatory. It's just if you don't, then you can't. It's like, I'm gonna put this I'm gonna grab this electrical tape here, right? I'm gonna put that around your mouth, like real tight, and you can choose whether or not you want to breathe, right? That is completely up to you whether you want to breathe. I'm not. All I'm saying is I'm gonna place this tape on your blowholes, and you know, if you can't breathe, then that's up to you. That's completely up to you. But I'm just saying, for my safety, I'm putting this tape on your ability to breathe. And I'm sitting back watching, going, hang on, it doesn't seem right. Nah, it can't be that bad. Then I try to open up an account through Wise. My funds go into it basically instantly. I get them out instantly. I got my refund basically instantly because the banks have this it's extremely fast. The payment system. But I'm definitely not getting any bank tattoo. And then we see this here, and I'm like, well, that would explain it. I did everything right, but then the banks barred this movement of fiat into anything related to crypto. I literally had a question. It's like, why are you using this money? I said investment. They took that option out, investment, and then they gave me a note update saying, why are you using this money? And a little disclaimer at the top, so no, not that much different to this, saying if we think it's related to crypto, your account may be cancelled, or maybe they just will decline the transaction. And this is because it's all for your own safety, because we've made this decision because fraudsters are increasingly using crypto assets to steal large amounts, steal money, basically is what they're saying, for your own protection. But if you want to invest in it, apparently you still can't. Like, even if you've done the research and you verified everything, contract address, wallet address, you know what it is you're doing, you've done it before. No, that's not good enough now because the bank says so. Frustrating this is. Frustrated. Jared would say, frustrating this is. Frustrating this is. Now, choices you have not. Now, alright, so that's that. Now, the next thing, image, please be the right image. Alright, cool. Let's have a look. Yes, forgot about that. So, here's an example of why I think Hex is the price it is. Because if you understand this principle, you will understand quite clearly what is happening in the system. You would say maybe it's because more sellers than buyers. It's more than that. Assumption is you understand Hex's inflation model, you understand burning T-shares, you understand people holding liquid. Oh my god, I said it again. All right, that is the last of the stream. Then you have individuals smaller like myself. Then you have people smaller than me. Then you have people larger. You know, the different levels. Ultimately, it's arguably at this point a whales game in terms of large holders and what they want to do. Maybe I don't know who the whales are. I don't know if there's friendly whales. I've heard there's unfriendly. There can be unfriendly whales. There could also be psychopathic whales in the system that purely want dominance and to get more hex. Maybe that's part of the game when you think about it. I'm not going to go there so much, but what I will mention and show you everyone is you have three options in Hex. Now, when I say 5555, we will understand that's a maximum term stake. I'm not saying that everything needs to be 5555, so you can replace the number 5555 with whatever number you think is relevant. However, in this instance, I thought, well, if I take this figure and I apply it, and then at the end of your choice you decide to either stake it maximum term, this would be the outcome. So this is a positive, this is I think a good way to look at it as a whole. Oh my god, I said it again. Now we have three options: sell or yield. Oh my god, I'm trying to like explain, and then my throat just goes nuts. All right, let's bring this into play. I have a small spreadsheet now. Some people might appreciate this. Not sure. Yeah, you might be able to see it. It's pretty basic stuff. Like, it's extremely basic stuff. Now, what's behind it? No, it's alright. It's just this here. Alright. Cool. Now. There's a new one now. You have three options. Now, we've all seen this. Now it's going to be when you sow. We've all seen this. And what does it represent? If you understand the entirety of the hex system, this is going to be straightforward. If you're extremely new to hex, this is going to be hopefully straightforward. But I don't think new people are going to see this. This is the problem. See all, sell all, right? Say you sell all and you get their $900 worth, US dollars worth. You could then sell all, you know, and then you'd have 0 to stake 555, right? You could then sell your yield. You know, some people call it scraping. Some people just may not like to sell their miners. Although keeping in mind that the miner amount does decrease. And then you would basically have about 346 in this example. Then you would stake 5555. You would get about 9.7 in this example, T-shares. You could then sell none, and then you could stake at 555, and then you get more T-shares. You get 16.01 amount of T-shares. Question is, what is everyone doing in the system? Are they scraping all their yield? I remember early on, early investor, I assume is larger, saying that they got basically going to sell everything when it comes due. And it wasn't through malicious act or anything like that, but it was because that's just what they did. Now, and that is the options, that is potentials, what is taking place in this system. But remembering what causes price to go down, it's selling and not buying, which is fine. What causes price to go up? Buying, not selling, which is fine. Okay. Now, the yearly ladder that I'm envisioning in my mind, I'm hoping to set up over time, is basically separate to the existing any stakes that I may or may not hold. Because do I really hold them? It's on chain, you know. There's one argument. But we won't go there. I like to think that if I want, I can sell it, which I can, which is cool to know, right? And I pay all my taxes and shit like that. So what I'm saying is, if people do this over and over again, we see on a daily basis on chain what is taking place. If they're selling, or if they're scraping, or if they're selling none and restaking, then we see why the price is doing what it's doing. Because lots of people who are even if they're just scraping, even if they're just building up small amounts of liquid hex and selling it, it's, you know, negative sell pressure, which is fine because we saw the price, if you entered in early through the AA, go up to a good amounts, and then we saw the amounts, you know, being drained from it basically, which is fine because people took mad gains and they did their hex flexes or whatever, and now the price is wrecked, and there's little brokies like me running around on streams screaming for attention. It's kind of what it is, you know. Oh my god, I said it again. I will not talk for 5 seconds to delete the word from my vocabulary. Unless I intend to say it, not as a nervous, like, Then we see not as many buyers. So what we are seeing is more sellers. So what we are seeing is a whole lot of people have come into the community and told everyone to stake 555 forever, never sell, and then they clearly are selling because the price is down. There's no argument to that. Like I said, I can create a fucking literal flowchart of the price of Hex, and I can create point vectors and insert sacrifice here, insert sacrifice here, insert new sacrifices here, new community members popping up, new, not so much new community members popping up because I'm not against that. I'm just, if a new community member pops up and says, we should buy this now, we should do this now, we should do this now, it's then swaying the rudder of the boat of your capital, which is what we didn't want in this space. What I didn't want in this space, I thought everyone else agreed and understood this. God, I said it again, because that's what furus do, Now you can say, well, what about when you're talking about Hex? It's like, okay, Hex is here to be king and to change things, right? But I'm not actively saying, we're going to change things, we're going to change the world, but by the way, we should do this, but by the way, we should do this. And as every time you say, but by the way, we do this, it decreases the ability of the thing that's going to change the world, which is my personal view. I've seen it on chain. I wish I spoke out more vocally earlier. I wish I went back and became the not the clout chasing in a bad way, but I wish I became a focal point for which people to listen to in terms of, should we sacrifice for this thing outside of Hex? Should we put down our tools and give up on Hex? Should we just keep perpetually dumping Hex? I wish I could have guided that, but I have not. And it is what it is. So it's a shame. It's really a shame. So I make this stream to try and explain why things have happened, which I think is the reason why. I could be wrong. And if I were to play this scenario out, what it would do would bring into Hex smaller amounts of capital. It would then allow me to use Hex as a certificate of deposit on the blockchain. However, before you can do that, I would need to inject fresh capital into it, right? And then once I've done that, if I maintain the miner and only ever sell the yield, we can see constant sell pressure on the yield portion, because that is what I would be doing in this scenario. Basically, what I would do is I would have yearly ladders. I've broken it down to 365 days, and I told myself, well, what if I was to make a miner for every 30 days as a very short stake, right? And then do 4 of them. But that would mean 4 times a month, if this thing scrolls, 4 times a month, every 7 days, every 8th day online, I think the last one, or the dark blue or orange one, you would get a small amount of income. Hex. You'd mint more, you'd mint more Hex, you'd be able to sell that. Then you would then be able to do whatever you want with that. You could build it up to produce more miners. You could sell it to buy some food. You could pay your rent. You could go out on a nice date or something. I don't know. And then you could do a Hex flex, depending on how large this was. But mind you, just hear me out. If you continue to do this forever, it's like, what do you think this is going to do? Hence my thinking that if people are doing this and they've already done this, and they say they've got these ladders set up, like from day 1 to 365 throughout the entire year for the next 15 years, that's a lot of sell pressure, yeah? Especially if you're not using this as an asset, as like a savings account, and to get more interest, because to get more interest in a bank account, if the interest is quite favorable, you generally need to, put money in it to start with. And so that is what part of the ingredient is for a successful cryptocurrency. Now you can say that sounds like a Ponzi scam, but is it really? If I take $1,000 US and I make a miner, and that miner gives me $10 every 30 days US, that's okay, yeah. But for my expectation, for me to think that I can just not put the 1,000 in and then get $10 out forever, well, it's got to come from somewhere, right? And where's it coming from? It's coming from the price. Everyone's murdering the price, and they don't know it. Well, they do know it, and they don't care. And it's a shame. If you listen to this stream, it'll lull you into a nice sleep. But yeah, it's a shame. And that's what I think is happening. I think people, because the price went up so hard. Oh my God, I said it again. Every time I say you need to like ban me from my own channel. Good Lord. All right. I recompose myself and reset. The reason that we're seeing this is because large profits were made, but then large profits were taken out from the ecosphere into sacrifices that were not, I repeat, that were, everyone should know this, that were not Hex, Pulse Chain, or Pulse X. And it's like, I wonder why the price is down. It's like, well, people sacrificed, $1 million, and then they got back their XYZ token. That token's worth fuck all now, and then they were going to use that money and then help pump the price of Hex, weren't they? Wasn't one of the intentions? It's like, but it then happened 4 years later, and then 2 years later, and then the Pulse Chain release, that is, making that capital unavailable for 2 years, 2 years plus, in which time the price of Hex has continued to go down and to the right, most likely because of the system's design, in terms of no, I'll walk that back, because of the collective in the people all selling is basically what took place. So the system allows for that to take place. Remember, if you go back to Kyle Dev's, Dev Kyle's game theory analogy, basically, it's like, if everyone goes to the party, everyone have a good time. If no one goes to the party, and if some people go to the party, it might not be as good time for them. And depending what everyone else does, depends on how fun everything is. I really think. Did you hear that start? I was about to say so. But oh my God, that's bad. So, see, how bad is that? Oh my fucking God, I can't even. I'm gonna have to kill the stream now. I can't even control my own words. How bad is that? I think I'm a genius and I can't even control my own words that come out of my mouth. That's insane. And I'm trying to learn other languages. God damn. Oh my God. Why is the price so low? Who's in the chat? What the fuck? You need meat for, oh dude. Is this the alpha I shall get from Hex Carnivores? Because I might have to join. Oh. I don't know why I bother. Like, not in a bad way, but I think people know this, but I also think just people are just infinitely dumping, because they're probably up as well, which is really cool, but then they're dumping not realizing everyone else is dumping the same way that they're dumping. And it's really annoying for me because I'm trying to inject some capital into it, and I'm being blocked off at every fucking avenue. I don't know why. I'm not even a large player, and it's like, no, you can't play here, you can't play here, you can't, like, I'm going down the road, I'm seeing fucking roadworks everywhere. Like, it shouldn't be this hard to just be able to put $50 of my currency into Pulse Chain without, okay, I'll pay even paying some fees. That change now, it will not let me do it, man. I've tried, and I'm not sure, we're man and man. I'm not even sure why, but I've tried multiple ways of accounts and it will not let me put the money in. I opened another account wires to transfer money into another account, which is, it's all legal and lawful, but then it's like rejecting. I'm like, oh my God. And yeah, so I'm trying to like break down what I want to do, but world won't let me do it. You have these ladders. I want to inject more capital in. And I think if other people were doing the same, using it like a savings account, because when you look at, we call them superannuation accounts over here, they basically force you to take, well, I'm not sure how it works. It's almost like government tells businesses they have to pay their workers X amount, and businesses go, okay, fine, and they pay their workers X amount into super. That is the equivalent of people investing money, technically their money, but they're getting money, then they're putting it into something. Then over time, a long period of time later on, you can then access that money. But what that does, it's infinite buy pressure. It's kind of cool. I do agree with it, but I think at the same time, that system is being rolled out to eventually remove any old age pensions. And that is like how a system seems to be infinitely growing. Then you see the superannuation systems, they then are able to buy and sell and trade and things like that. So when a Bitcoin ETF becomes available in the US, maybe those funds over there can engage with it. And there's already some over here you can play with, but that's the reason why you generally see your superannuation account, if you're working, constantly going up and to the right. If you open an investment account and you put in $10 every day or every week or every month, it's going up and to the right. There might be huge crashes, but over time, you're basically dollar cost averaging in. Now, if all of a sudden no one is putting any money into that fund, the fund will over time keep paying out because people will hit the age where they can draw it out, they can cash out large amounts, they can cash out like an income stream. But if there's no money coming in, that's being locked away for like a lot more than 15 years in some cases. Say you're 18, you can't get it to like 70 plus. Think how much time gap that is to, as you're filling up the water, it feels like it's just a little drop here and there, but you do it for like 30 years. You get a bucket full of water, and then other people meanwhile are dripping it out. So the idea is, I think, hopefully over time, if you have a decent fund, it's perpetual money. Assuming the system doesn't collapse like we saw in the beginnings of 1913 with the Federal Reserve, or you can say 2008, or when US went off the gold standard, that caused a bit of a headache for some people, But that is what I think. I honestly think, I thought Hex was going to be the cryptocurrency. I think it will be. We are going through some trials and tribulations at the moment. We're definitely sorting out the believers from the non-believers. I know that sounds sadistic, but I think that's what is almost happening. People are going, fuck this, I got no money, I'm out. And maybe they didn't stake. They didn't do what the system's kind of there for. And that's why I don't think they're going to be around for when it's like supposed to benefit you. Because I think what's going to happen, based on some numbers, I think it will, right? I honestly think over time it's designed in such a way that it will perform like that, unless everyone exits, like everyone, like cryptocurrency as a whole. I don't think that's happening. But if JP and Morgan have their way, as I showed earlier, like I said, it's some really strange stuff going on in crypto. I think I'll leave it there. I think you get my drift. This is why I want to make this ladder. I think this will be really good. I'll get rid of my image. Hang on. So basically, what I want to do is set up this ladder here, possibly through gig economy work. It would be pretty hilarious. We have this here. And make sure, if you guys aren't aware, there's Pulse Chain Militia Fireside Chat with ID. So check that out. Do it. Now, this here, I basically want to have a ladder, and I want to have maybe X amount of hex that's decent, so I can earn maybe $10 every time, every 30 days. Have about 4 of them once every, like 4 times a month. Have that and just roll them for 30 days, constant roll. And that will be new income, new capital that I will be injecting in, although it's going to take some time because, you know, my circumstances kind of suck at the moment because of the economy, etc., etc. That's all good. That's my problems. And then basically what you'll see, if I were to do that, it's not negatively affecting my existing holdings. And then any existing holdings, that becomes like it's like, what the, wow, I got free stuff when the fork took place, and I got free, more hex than ever. What can I do with this? I can do whatever the fuck, I can do whatever I want with it. Maybe I put it back into a system and try and set something up like this. But yeah, everyone's different. Changing, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, so when oh my god, I said so, every time I go to change now, every different card I've used like basically cards, well, not that many, but I've used a card, a debit card, a MasterCard, a Visa card. None of them work, and I don't know if it's a block, because there's a lot of JP Morgan, and this one here, Chase. This stuff here, policy around crypto. So I'm not sure if it's because it's loosely related to crypto and the transactions are being blocked from the banks because the banks think they're doing the right thing, which I think they, in essence, they're protecting me. But it's like, I don't want it. So I want to be free. So I'm not sure. Well, yeah, that's right. I haven't tried that though, because, like I said, there's other ways. I haven't tried that though because of the concern that there might be liquidity. Is there liquidity issues with change now? If you know, I'm not sure, but I haven't. Like, yeah, I'm like, if they can't give me my money, my pulse from fiat, I don't want to send them crypto, basically, because I'm not sure if I get it back. But yeah, that's the only avenue that I've really got is through like a normal exchange or normal means of getting crypto, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, DAI even, and then like sending that over, swapping that, then getting pulse chain. But I don't really want to do that because, you know, oh, actually, I'll probably bridge it across, like I said before. I'll probably bridge it in. You bastards. I'm like still trying to, but I'm like seeing this mad dip. I'm like, I can't get anything in, and the only thing I can get in is like, I don't want to get wrecked by fees with these small amounts. So I'm gonna have to just save up, put a bit more in. But yeah, I just wish it was easy. I wish I was in the US because I could use the Robinhood app, the that one that hooks you up with. I think it's, yeah, Robinhood, and you just like put your money in, exchange it. I can get money in. I can move around super fast. I can get access to like Bitcoin, Ethereum, ERC20s, but like there seems to be a block in place for myself to actually get over to Pulse Chain. It's just frustrating. I mean, yeah, the bridge is there and the change now and that, but then change now just I'm losing faith if I can't get fiat in. All right, I think that will be. Oh, hang on, I'll go a little bit longer. I was gonna say, yeah. So back to this ladder. Where's my ladder? I want to create this ladder, and I want to make like it'll be like that, perpetual money, similar. Oh my god, I said in a similar way to if you provide LP and you're receiving INC every day, you could also add those amounts in there. So technically, you could put in here every other day you're getting INC. Then you could add into your as you could put your like job if you're still working and daily income. Well, I actually have daily. I like that I have daily income, and then, well, assuming I work, and then, you know, over time I start getting more and more of these ladders through my own creation of miners. Things will get a little bit easier, and I won't be mass dumping the price of X, which I don't know what I'm going to do when another state comes due. I think one's coming due in like, you know, beginning of the year 2024, and it's like, question, it comes back to here, basically that image. Where's the image? It's like, do I I have this choice. Do I sell it all? Do I sell the yield, or do I sell none? And this is where my train of thought came from an ending stake, because I've had to keep changing my approach. It's like, do I chase the T-share in the future, or do I just continue on selling yield, knowing that over time the ability to generate this yield is going to be diminished over a long time, a long time, which I could offset that slightly by making my miners larger? Or do you just sell it all because you're like starving to death and you're homeless, and then, you know, yeah, all right. I'm still undecided. But yeah, I think hopefully that made sense to some people. Oh man, I just wish I could just buy a little bit. It's just become frustrating now. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll go. I shall sign out, and hopefully people continue on with the realization that the secret weapon of Pulse Chain is literally fucking Hex. Like, I don't know how clear that has to be. I do think mad gains are coming for Pulse Chain and Pulse X, and therefore Hex, and therefore Hedron, and therefore Icosta and Desi and all those ones. But like, for the time being, man, I think people need to just get off the crack farm of these other shiny objects. Like, chill with that. Maybe go and create a ladder, and then you can just scrape little bits off there. And that's probably better yield than whatever that. Oh, they can provide LP, but I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't want the entire community listening to me, because if I get it wrong, you get it wrong. So everyone, do your own due diligence, do your own research. Don't get wrecked by Furus, including HEXican Furus. All right, peace out.